Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We're streaming because of this spike in COVID, so we apologize for not having the option to be in person, but it's important for everyone to stay safe. So I hope everyone is safe and you're able to join us tonight for Shabbat as we welcome Shabbat. This is an in-between time before we light the candles. And once we light the candles, it's Shabbat. But right now, it's between 2021 and 2022. The secular calendar between, this Yom HaShishi, the 6th day, and Yom HaShabbat, the 7th day. Yom HaShvi'i. This time between, where it's not this or that, but it's the all. And so we enter into that space with hope that what will be on the other side will be better, will be less broken. Lots of hints in this week's Torah portion about what breaks us, what steals the hope for the future. But we do have a path, right? We have many paths. Should I light the candles? So we invite everyone to light candles with us. We have candles there. Please light them with us. Light your candles. I invite you to take some light inside. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom, Jimmy.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
A prayer from within.
Nice.
Poor and wrapped before God. Hear my prayer, hear my prayer. My cry comes before you. Do not hide your face from me. This day is hard. Lean in. My day is like smoke. My bones burned at the hearth. Like a bird in the wilderness. Like an owl in a wasteland, I was restless. Like a bird on the roof. My heart dried out like grass. I've forgotten to eat my bread. The sound of my sighing. My bones cleave to my flesh. But you, God, forever, you will rise at the right time. Be merciful to the dust. Turn to the prayer of the lonely. Oh, do
Find your gratitude.
Kiru
Say it out loud.
Shiru
Sing it and swing it.
Sichu.
Then talk about it.
Hit hallelujah.
Praise,
Dirshu.
use your mind,
Zichru.
and remember.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Ki zachar davar kodshu. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
There were times that you praised God
Oh, do.
and good. And the path was gratitude.
Kiru.
Sing it out loud.
Shiru.
Sing it. Swing it.
Sichu.
Talk about it.
Hit hallelujah.
And then praise.
Dirshu.
Find your place in the story.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Ki zachar davar kodshu. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Said God, who wait at my right hand until I make your enemies a shoe shine kick for your feet. God will send a tribal stick, offerings and gifts. When your posse arrives, you will lift up your head. From the womb of morning to the dew of your youth, God has sworn an oath, the priestliness forever.
This next. We're going to Shabbat with the promise that not only will there be angels, but an additional soul, an extra soul to accompany us, so no one is ever really alone.
How about Shalom Aleichem?
Do you want to sing that one first? Oh, okay, never mind. Welcome the angels. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be unto you.
Shalom Aleichem. Malachi Ashari. Malachi Elyon. Malachi Harachamim. Mi Melech. Malachi HaMelachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Orchem l'shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Malachi HaRachamim, Mi Melech Malchi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Malachi HaRachamim, Mi Melech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitechem l'shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Malachi HaRachamim, Mi Melech HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What now, my dear?
No, or Lachadodi.
What do you think?
I don't know. What do you think?
We welcome first the
The angels.
the welcoming, the accompanying presence, the angels of mercy. In the Safari version I just sang, we have an extra group of angels. We have a middle pole, the Malachi HaRachamim, the angels of mercy.
Yeah.
And then we welcome the additional soul that we inherit on the Shabbos by virtue of time, the deepening of soulfulness. I see it in your face. That works in the Hebrew but not the English. Bifnim, bepanim, in your face is your interior.
Right.
I see in your face a deepening of soul. I'll sing just that verse,
Okay.
the second verse. Yasir Anacha Shabbat Menucha
Shabbat Menucha.
Yom Zel Yisrael Ora V'Simcha
Light and joy.
Ora V'Simcha
Light and joy.
Ora V'Simcha Shabbat Menucha.
This is our day.
Ora v'simcha, Ora v'simcha, Shabbat Menucha.
And then finally,
Then we welcome.
welcome.
First we welcome the angels, then the deepening of soul, the additional soul, and now we welcome the bride or the queen or we call her the Shekhinah, the inner presence. A series of welcomings. You know where this melody comes from?
Salonica.
That's right. How'd you know that?
Well, I've been paying attention.
L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor zachor b'dibur echad, Yishmi'anu echad, Adonai echad, Shemo echad. V'shemur tiferet v'litchila, L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat. לקראת שבת לכו בני לחכי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נזוכה סוף מעשה מחשבה תחילה חדותי לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לחדותי לקראת קלה בני שבת קבלה. התעוררי כי באורך יורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלי לחדותי לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לחדותי לקראת קלה בני שבת קבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה וצור חולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה בואי חלה בואי חלה בואי חלה לחדותי לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לחדותי לקראת קלה בני שבת קלה. You know, I sing these songs from Salonica. You know why?
Why?
To honor you.
Thank you. My grandmother came from Salonica, Sarika. So I feel honored. I feel seen. And
They're beautiful songs.
yeah, they there was something stirring in Salonica,
Beautiful melodies.
Yeah. There was something about the well, my grandmother said it was the water in the well.
The water. How about that?
The water in the well. That's because she said, beginnings are important and you have to be healthy and sustain yourself. And she said her beginnings were from the water in the well of her village. there. And I hope that's true about the beginnings now.
You know what the secret to her fine skin was?
Ivory soap.
Ivory soap.
So was ivory soap. But she always liked to make jokes. But then she told us it was the water. You start out with good water from the well, and it'll serve you your whole life. So let's call each other to prayer with the words of the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Baruch Adonai Mevorach Le'olam va'ed Mevorach Le'olam va'ed.
The words of the Shema remind us that yes, we live in a world of distinctions, of separation, but the truth is the separation is illusion, and especially on Shabbat when we get a taste of the oneness.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש נוכרתי לו, אוסף אלה מלכותך ובניך, בוקיים לפני משה, זלי זלי זלי, זלי זלי זלי, זלי ענו ויאמרו. אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch le'olam vo'ed. Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch le'olam vo'ed, le'olam vo'ed. vo'ed נאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו. as you redeemed Jacob and saved him from arms that were stronger than his own. So may you redeem all who are oppressed and persecuted. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
No?
Then Miriam,
Can't forget Miriam,
Haniviyah,
part of the journey,
the prophetess.
the first one to be made a prophet, to be called a prophet.
She took a drum in her hand and we followed her with drums and dancing.
It wasn't enough just to talk, to sing. We had to use our whole bodies, everything,
And Miriam
to give
chanted with
thanks,
us.
to carry us through the sea.
Shiru Adonai, Ki Ga'ol Ga'al. 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 Sus Baruch Rama Vayam. Sus Baruch Rama Vayam. Shiru Adonai, Ki Ga'ol Ga'al. Fros aleinu sukat shelomecha. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Ufros aleinu sukat shelomecha, and spread over us the shelter of your peace. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu. V'yakol amo Yisrael v'yal Yerushalayim. Over us and over all people, and over Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. We are praying for the peace of Jerusalem, Jerusalem. We are praying for the peace of Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Yeshameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש שבת ויהי נפש שבת ויהי נפש. The children of Israel shall keep the Shabbos, observing it in all time as a covenant for all time. It is a sign. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the Eternal One made the heavens and the earth, and on the 7th day God rested. God breathed the soul into creation. God breathed the soul into creation. vayina vash.
That's what Shabbat brings to you. A little Vayina Fash, a little soul renewal. The ability to open our mouths and pray. Perfect prayer.
Adonai sifatai tiftach tiftach tiftach. Adonai sifatai tiftach tiftach tiftach. Oh God, open up my lips. Adonai sifatai tiftach 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 tiftach. Ufi yagid tilatecha, so my lips may speak a little poetry. Oh, a little poetry.
Poetry. Nice.
So my lips might speak a little poetry.
Oh, you didn't do your New Year's poem.
I got one.
Let's hear it.
Adonai sifatai tiftach. Maybe we'll spend a little silence and then
Okay.
I'll give it over.
All right. Sounds good. Take a moment. Take a moment to breathe. Sometimes it helps to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just take a few moments to breathe in as we let go of the old year and welcome the new with the help of Shabbat. Got it?
It's everything's going crazy. Right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to accompany myself on this one.
Okay. A poem for another new year. Many opportunities to celebrate the new year. We have 4 of them, and here's another one. 2022.
This is New Year. Every year, a prayer for the future.
Yeah.
We meet the challenge of the future with more than a wish, with more than Happy New Year, though that is the custom of the land. Better a gift, an intention, an understanding between us. We are trying to know something when knowing is not everything. Only everything is everything. Some transformational images we can share for better days ahead. 2022, may it come to us for good. In our book, God created the world as a home for the spirit. Everything emerges from that, a day at a time. Also by our book, this is a Shemitah year, meaning release. At the end of 7 years, you will make a release, and this is the manner of the release. You may fill in here the blank. Take your time. This is the manner of the release. Take a crack at it. 2022, we can do better. Amen.
Amen. So true. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon v'El Chasadim v'Elohei HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei v'Emahot, ומביא כולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע, מחיה חיים וחסד. מחיי הכל ורחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. And a prayer for peace. We say, prayer for peace. Peace for this new year, 2022. Wholeness. Peace doesn't just mean an absence of war, it means an absence of violence. An absence of the kind of violence that keeps people from living. Continues the suffering of some by the many. So let us pray that it inspires us to put peace, to make peace, to make a shalom rav, a great peace this year.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasi L'Shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasi Leolam. Tasi Leolam. Ose shalom gimloma, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Not only is this the the transition to a new secular year, 2022, but it is also the Shabbat before the new moon of Shvat. Yeah, and Shvat brings Tu B'Shvat, the new year of the trees. And I think that's one of the themes that I'd like to lift up in this week's Torah portion that comes right at this moment where things are shutting down again, at this moment where we know the plagues are going to start because Pharaoh's going to harden his heart, and poor Moses and the people, and even the Egyptians, the people with privilege, are in store for a very tough time. But we also know that at the other side, there's redemption. At the other side, if we follow the path, there's a way out, or there's a way through, or there's a way forward. And every month, the new moon comes to remind us of this too. And Tu B'Shvat, especially the new moon of Shvat, because the new moon of Shvat is, brings Tu B'Shvat, right?
Tu B'Shvat.
And brings, at the dark, at also a very barren, empty time of year. It's not empty or barren at all. The sap of the celestial tree of life begins to stir beneath the earth, even though we can't see it. And that's why we call it the new year of the trees, because those trees are ready. They are ready to begin to refructify. Those trees are ready to grow and to bloom. We just planted 2 new trees in front of our house. Fructify. Cherry trees. We just planted cherry trees in front of our house. So I look at them and they don't look alive. They really don't. But I know because of all the years we've seen it, no matter how dark or sad or dismal or awful this road is that we're getting through, there are going to be leaves on the trees. They're going to be beautiful flowers in the spring, and there will be fruit. There will be fruit because it's a cycle. And we're just along for the ride. So the moon, she grows.
The moon.
The moon, she plumps. The moon, what we see is that she grows too. So there is a wonderful, this portion. So Moses, Jimmy, you have so many teachings about this portion, I know. It's, the burning bush. It's Moses turning aside. It's Vayeram, God revealing God's self, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, with this great name. I will be what I will be, because Moses knows Moses is going to need more than, a mountain god, right? Moses is going to need more than a personal God. Moses is going to need something really powerful to help. Liberate the people, put the people on a path to freedom. And Pharaoh's heart is hardened. And, there's lots of teachings about that too. It's, we blame Pharaoh. We can't blame Pharaoh. We can blame God. God hardens Pharaoh's heart. But the truth is, Pharaoh hardens Pharaoh's heart. And then there's a consequence. Then, you harden your heart so many times, it's too late to turn back.
Character is destiny.
Right. Yeah.
As the Greeks said.
So we're in it. What does that mean? That at the beginning of this secular new year, we're in the worst part, the hardest part of the story, where the plagues are about to begin, where things are going to get much worse before they get better. And then there are the 4 promises that are really 5, right? In Exodus 6:5, where we learn that God is drawn into the story, not just by the suffering of the people, as you said last time, but also by the figure of Moses, by Moses, who is humble and good and willing to be part of the story, even at his own sacrifice of his own self-interest. He doesn't do it for himself. He does it because he knows it's the right thing to do. And then there are promises that are made. God says, I have heard the groaning of the people of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in slavery, and I will remember my covenant. And so, promise 1, I will bring you out. I will bring you out from under the burdens of that narrow place. In other words, we can't free ourselves, so something has to lift us up and get us out. And then what does it mean to be saved? So, Hotseti, I'll bring you out.
Hotseti.
Right? Hitzalti, I will save you, right? What does that mean? You can take the people out of slavery, but then you have to find a way to take the slavery out of the people. And that's why it took us so long, because we had to figure out a whole new paradigm, a whole new way of living, so that we wouldn't become what we left. We wouldn't fall into the pattern, we wouldn't fall into that familiar way of us and them, of masters and slaves. We wouldn't do to others what was done to us. And that's what it means to be saved. Ga'alti, I will redeem you. Ga'alti, what does it mean? Redemption. What does redemption means? You won't be alone. You will go from being a tribe, a family, to a people with a purpose. You will go. Redemption is being part of something greater than yourself. And then finally, Lakati, I will take you to be mine. I will take you to be mine, God says. Lakati, I will take you. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we will be, no matter what happens, a people of faith, a people who believes that the good in us can win, a people who, in spite of what we've seen, and we have seen the worst of it, we have suffered the worst of it, like many, but we don't lose our faith. I always think about Elie Wiesel, who stopped talking to God, but never stopped believing in God. And after 50 years, wrote that beautiful letter in the New York Times, said, God, I haven't talked to you for 50 years, but now it's time. Lakachti, it says, the 4th promise, you will be a people that can't shake me, that can't shake your faith. It always has me inside of you. And then finally, there is a 5th promise. The 4 promises give us the 4 cups of wine at Passover, and also the 4 cups of wine at the Tu B'Shvat Seder. But the 5th one is, I will bring you into the land. So, we can talk about that one. That's a tough one. Does it mean that we're meant to be in the land of Israel? The land that Torah says we were promised? Maybe. Does it mean that I will make sure that you have a place wherever you are, be it there or here, because we are also a people who has wandered? And, to have a place, to not always be a stranger, is something that we long for wherever we are. So 4 promises that give us 4 cups of wine that are really 5. Take us on another journey. A lot of paths, if you notice that, a lot of paths, a lot of ways, a lot of, things that we can do to move us forward. And what do you say?
I mean,
All right. You got anything you want to say about that? So hardened hearts, we have to pray that.
I like that 4 and 5 figure, though. I mean, we have a lot of those in our tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, we think there are 4 cups, 4 ways of reading, 4 ways of interpreting a text, 4 levels to the soul.
Right.
There's always a 5th.
Right.
There's a secret 5th.
Like per days. There's the Hasidus, right? The 4.
There's 4,
paths.
but there's 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's 9, but there's 10. There's always one more. Always one more.
Let's
and
make the.
And that's about finding it. Mishaberach. We need to do a healing prayer. And my beautiful friend Katie, Marilyn Lorenz's daughter, had a brain aneurysm. She's just such a lovely, lovely, lovely young mother and daughter of our dear Marilyn. So we're going to pray for Katie. And if you're listening, Katie and Marilyn and family, just know we are sending out the angels to you. And Liz, our own Liz, who tested positive. Liz, we're praying for you. And Paul, don't catch it. So for all the people who are struggling with COVID, praying for you, cancer, Alzheimer's. I want to pray for the family of Susan Carlson, who died this morning. Our dear, dear inspirational member, who did so much for women, for human rights, for civil rights, for rights of people in Missouri. We pray for you, for healing as you walk through this mourner's path. And I know we have lots of people on our healing list that I have pulled up here. I just got a note from Autumn about Molly. Molly, grief is tough. We're praying for you as you grieve the loss of your sweetheart, and we will say Kaddish for him. But know that we're praying for you as you walk this mourner's path. No, it's a path, Molly. It changes you. It's never the same when you lose someone like that. But there is a path to walk forward. So, let us help you as you walk that path. Lots of us are still grieving the loss of our loved ones as well. And I have, here it is. So our healing prayer list has on it Gail Rock, Suzanne Schroeder, Meredith Berkowitz, Sherry Huglow O'Donnell, Kay Walpert, Eileen Ehrlich, Shirley Patisha and Gloria Lash, Lois Chait, Sharon Linder, Doug Pop, Sylvia Ginsburg, Mary Lou Bollinger, Ron Kramer, Betty Renee Marver, Gabriel Adams, Justice Matthews, Sammy Schaas, Margie Katz, Paul's granddaughter Paige, Moisha Foster, Ruth Groff, Michael Ramelt, Barbara Woodruff, Stephanie Pratelle, Elan Nissenboim, Tammy Holland, Bob Fox, Bracha Zelda Bat Rachel Golda, Miriam Fields, Will Struck, Michael Davenport, and as I mentioned, our dear Katie, Marilyn's granddaughter. And these are the people that we're going to ask the angels to protect. Okay.
Refuat HaNefesh u'refuat HaGuf. For the healing of the spirit and the healing of the body. For those we know, for those we don't know. On my right, the angel Michael. On my left, the angel Gabriel. In front of me, the angel Uriel. Behind me, the angel Raphael. And above my head, Shekhinah. Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, great healer. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Healing for the sick. And I know that there are probably some announcements to make, but mostly just to remind you that tomorrow morning we will also have services streamed, not live, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And no Shanda, 1 o'clock on Sundays as always. Lots of wonderful teaching. And next week, the anniversary, is it next week? I'm confused now. Yes, next week, January 6th, on that anniversary, there's a 3:30 candlelight memorial vigil, and our website has how you can sign up and join and where the signs are. And then our hope is on Friday, January 7th at 7, either in person or it might just be streamed as well. We'll see. We'll make a decision during the week. We're going to dedicate that service to communal healing and the effort to restore the blessings of democracy by talking about what we can do to restore and protect voting rights right here in Missouri and, of course, on the federal level. So it's a difficult week as we enter the new year, the first anniversary of the insurrection of January 6th. And one more thing I'd like to mention is we are in need of drivers. Attend Shabbat services. Sorry about that. Dogs are saying it's time to go. And check out the website because there's lots of ways to help people in the winter outreach. And we'll turn our hearts to those. Want to do the Elena? Elena, or just go?
Yeah.
So the Elena is our prayer that reminds us to take upon us all we need to do to make this a better year. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adzon hakol, l'ateit gedula l'yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'goyim ratzo, velo samanu k'mishpacha adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonav, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moteh Shamayim v'yoser haaretz, Yoshev Yekarot b'shamayim ima'am, U'shchinatu zo, begovei meromim. Hu Eloheinu Echad Eloheinu Efes Ulato Hakalatu. They're singing with us. Rahato
Yadata hayom, yadata hayom v'hashivota elevavecha. Hi Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim mima'a, v'ya'aretz, v'ya'aretz, mi'itacha
Ein od v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. And as we do at the end of every service, we remember those who have died most recently and those who have died at this time in years past. So we remember Lou Myers, who died on New Year's Day a year ago, as did Mel Padower. Jerry Berger, Jack Oglander, whose yahrzeit is coming up, Robert Fauser, Eleanor Flegel, Ann Alter, Tootsie Esrock, Peter Fishman, Erwin Pollack, Carl Wiley, Ann Fetterman, Emily Engelhardt, Connie Wacker, Alva Nissenbaum, Tammy Kevrick Keim, Marcel Pollack, Bernard Tobin, Gary Rikus, Joan Klein, Michael Kiernan, Father Robert Johnston, Orietta Cohn, Dan Sokol, Dr. Erica Gartner, Herbert Fagan, Gail Hollyfeld, Alex Hochberg, Ethan Gonzalez, Raphael Berger, Marie Elaine Nicholson, Tucker Wright, Ed Lander, Tyler Shemwell, Andy Neiman, Bobby Morrell, Judge Roberta Hitt, Andy Rockman, Gary Weinecke, Matt Friedman, Janice Marks, Karen Margot, Art Peters, Suzanne Cooperman-Gill, Joan Zucker, Allison and Josie Abitz, Bernard Davis, Carol Fleischer, Linda Holtzman, Frank Backelman, Judy Hunter, Beatrice Daniel, Kyle Courier, Adam Meany, Barrett Brown, John Proletsky, Shirley Berman, Emma Sue Coney, Pat Denlow, Nina Levine, Ruth Gustorf, Charles Fremder, Robert William Pierce, Michael Huxley, Stan Frager, recently just died, David Spira, and of course today, Susan Carlson, and also Mert Arnowitz Wollman, who was the aunt and looks like lived a very full and rich life in Maine and really influenced many, many, many lives. And also for Sammy Holtman, Molly's boyfriend, who died just 2 days ago. We're so sorry. So for all of these,
and
who else?
St. Clair Booker, Eric Burrell, Deborah Hill, Skippy Samuel Marks. That's it.
Thank you. For all of these good people, every one of them, a whole world, we say the Kaddish together. V'yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayachon v'yomachon v'chayeda chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeh
Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei almaya.
Almaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'richu. Le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechmata da'amiran be'elma ve'imru amen. Yehi shloma rabba min shemaya v'chayim. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imro amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav u'ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imro.
Amen.
Amen. Oh, and you know what name didn't make it on the list is another funeral I did this week. Carla and Cindy Giller's mother, whose name was Harriet Barron. She lived to be 100 years old. She turned 100 years old on September 21st this year. And so I'd like to remember her as well.
Veimeru, 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 amen. Veimeru, 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 amen. Veimeru, 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 amen. Veimeru,
Dogs want to get in on the act.
Say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom and a happy 2022. We'll leave you with a blessing. Hope everyone has a safe and peaceful, healthy night as we enter into a new secular year with a blessing.
When the upper worlds and the lower worlds find each other, it will be a secret, generous wisdom. And every individual will be known as a version of God. King King Yiratso, King King Yiratso, King King Yiratso.
No hardened hearts in this new year. It'll be a better year. Starting out at a difficult place, but there's always a path forward. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thanks for joining.